Hey guys, Mike back here. Seeing we're going to continue on our playthrough of X-Kaliber here. Hopefully have a little bit of better luck this time around against those guys that dropped those bombs on me last time. Again, kind of just talking more about what I mentioned before. The biggest thing I'm looking forward to, I guess, in the next couple of years here in terms of video games isn't really any of these full motion capture abilities that like the Wii had and Xbox just put out. I think it was called Project Natal, and even PlayStation 3 came out with a controller that supposedly recognizes movement a lot better than any of the other ones. Really what I'm hoping for is kind of like a renaissance, if you will, damn it, of, oh there we go, just died there, and we got a game over screen. Hopefully it wasn't the last life, I think we got continued still. But really what I was going to say is I'm hoping more for a renaissance of video games as of sort. People stop buying crap video games and start focusing more on what games you really used to be, which is more of a quality over quantity, I guess. I'm a little fearful again of, as bigger companies realize that video games are really, the wave of the future in terms of entertainment, that we're going to see less and less high quality games and more of these, I guess, what's a good company? Well, I guess EA was the example beforehand, but EA at least has some decent franchise. I'm a little worried that we're going to become more and more like just crap video games, basically, and people are going to continually buy them because gaming is going to become more and more commonplace in the family household. Really worried that a good example, I guess, would be what was it, Mad World for the Wii. It's one of the first Wii emulated games. I think it was the first. And the game itself wasn't bad. It just kind of frustrated me. I know it was more for an adult audience, obviously, but the reviews were strong for it. Everyone seemed to enjoy it, but the game still didn't perform well, simply because it wasn't the Wii's normal, I guess, target audience. Didn't contain these cheesy motion capture graphic things, or not motion capture, I guess it was motion capture templates, basically. Instead it went more for a classic platformer style, which is more what a lot of people are more used to. And still it's suffered sales. It's kind of like the, what was it, Grand Theft Auto for the DS. That was another great game, but it didn't do very well in sales just because it was M-rated, and the DS is known historically as being more of a kiddie console, I guess, comparable to like the PSP and stuff like that. And I know people are going to get upset saying that, but the DS to me is a great system. Oh, how do I beat this guy again? Hold on. Oh, there we go. Is a great system. I think it's a great idea. I think it's implemented much better actually than the PSP. The PSP suffers from basically just over technology and overthinking. I think they really screwed up with the new PSP Go, basically switching away from the UMDs. I kind of disagree with the UMDs when they first came out anyway. It just is frustrating when you see another format to playing games as opposed to something that you're used to. It's kind of like when GameCube came out and they had their custom GameCube discs. They really suffered because of that. And GameCube almost was a failure in a lot of people's minds because it didn't capture. Well, it was going against the PlayStation 2 at the time, and it was kind of tough to beat the PS2 then anyway. But it didn't really capture what people remembered Nintendo was like. Nintendo 64 kind of broke the mold when PlayStation came out and stuck with cartridges. And then when the switchover came and people realized that CDs could carry much better data, better graphics, things like that, instead of just going with the classic, the CD look, the DVD look, basically, they decided to try to break the mold again and deal with these little mini CDs that didn't even allow people to double as a DVD player. And back then, that was a real big news when GameCube first came out, that the Sony PlayStation, I believe, I don't think that the original PlayStation could play DVDs, but I know it could play CDs. And that was kind of big because back then CDs were really the major mainstay of music, and now it's more MP3s obviously, but back then CDs were pretty much what everyone used. It was just kind of the normal media. Now it's kind of funny, the last time I bought a CD I think was back in high school, which as I mentioned before was quite some time ago. Again, not feeling too particularly old here. I really gotta focus here, guys, I'm sorry. Let you enjoy some of this great music, but I think that the major issue with what happened with these, what could happen with the PSP Go is that they're moving away from the UMDs. Basically, they're going to be sticking more with, I guess it's internet or digital downloads, which I think is a major mistake for them because they haven't even announced a plan yet for what people are going to do with these UMDs. Now, if they were offering some like UMD trade-in program or some credit program, I think people might be a little more prone to going back to digital, but the major fear I think a lot of people have is they're going to basically have to rebuy their old games again. And you know, PlayStation really dropped the ball already when they dropped the ability for backwards compatibility on the PlayStation 3s and instead simply made it only compatible with current PlayStation 3 games. If you know, if a lot of people realize that, but the original PlayStation 3s could play both PlayStation 1, I think, and PlayStation 2 games. And now Sony kind of realized that it cost a lot of money to maintain that backwards compatibility, so they dropped it after the new wave of PS3s came out, and instead, you know, Sony once again tries to screw over their customer base, makes them rebuy games like Final Fantasy VII on the PlayStation Network. I think that, you know, they keep going this way in terms of digital media and things like that. That's fine if that's the way they want to go. But they really just need to make a decision and stick with it. And I guess they never will because they know that people will keep buying the games that they love. And I don't know what it's going to take, maybe a major gamer to go out of business for people to start realizing that, you know, gamers aren't all necessarily stupid. I'm only going to buy, you know, so many copies of Final Fantasy VII or what is it, Final Fantasy VI or Final Fantasy III. You know, you got the advanced version, you got the DS version, you got the, you know, the original version, you get the Japanese version, and it's like, well, how many different versions do you really want to make? Unfortunately, what I was hoping they were going to do was something like what they tried to do with, Final Fantasy II, was that they made those continuation stories on the Wii, but that, all on its own, was just a huge debacle. People were so pissed off that they had to continue to buy these little episodes, and the original content that was packaged with the first episode just really wasn't high enough to validate any sort of continuation, in my personal opinion. Now, there's a lot of fanboys out there that love the Final Fantasy II storyline, and it is very, very good. At the same time, am I going to continue to repay over and over and over again, you know, these fees for the same game for just like these brief episodes of some of the characters? I don't think so, and I'm afraid, I guess, that the market's going to continue to support moves like that. I think I'm almost at the end of the stage here, guys, so I'm going to focus here for a couple seconds. Hopefully nothing completely horrible happens. Of course, last time I said that something horrible did happen, so let's all just pray. Oh no, we keep going back and forth here until they set up properly. There we go. You know what, guys, I am going to use a save state up here 1 second. We're going to try not to use it, but at the same time, I'm not making that run up again. I just refuse. This is ridiculous. That's an insane platforming stage. Hopefully this is over. Okay, good. I guess so. We got another boss fight here. Slash, you must be Kane. The one and only. Any last request? I don't really like his red suit. Where is Raptor? Ha, beat me, shake me, and you might find out. It's a little interesting way to make a threat, I guess. We got about 1.5 minutes here left, guys, so I'll give you the first sort of peek at this boss here, and we'll see what he does. Oh, well, that's not very good. He jumped over my first attack immediately. Threw his hat at me. That's not good either. Alright, and he's already found out my pattern of trying to jump into enemies. We'll see how this goes. Oh man, if I can one-shot this guy, no life left, that'd be pretty impressive. Uh-oh. Nope. Alright guys, I think that's a good spot to stop recording. Tune in next time, where I'm sure we'll finish off this boss here. Thanks again for watching, guys, and hope you have a good day. Bye-bye.